Welcome to Direct U.S. Immigration's channel, where you get direct access to our most up-to-date immigration and global mobility space. My name is Maitreya Brown, and I'm going to talk about the National Interest Waiver Green Card Frequently Asked Questions. You're not going to want to miss out on this one. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Maitreya Brown, and I'm a U.S. immigration attorney based in Washington, D.C. I'm also the principal attorney at Direct U.S. Immigration, where we work with clients in all 50 states and around the world. Before we start, click on the like and subscribe button to follow our Immigration Hub to get the latest immigration information that could be vital to your case. And also, be sure to stick around until the end to get a bonus tip on proving that you are perfectly positioned to advance your endeavor. As you know, a National Interest Waiver petition permits a foreign national to self-petition and bypass the customary route of obtaining a labor certification. If you think that NIW is the right choice but need help knowing where to start, stay tuned for the frequently asked questions we come across. So first and foremost, what does NIW stand for? So NIW stands for the National Interest Waiver. This refers to the fact that the endeavor must be in the national interest to waive the labor certification for the applicant to be approved in this category. Another question is this a first preference category? No. So it is an employment-based second preference category. For most individuals, this does not affect immigrant visa availability. However, nationals of China and India have a more extended waiting period due to the high demand. What are the minimum requirements for an NIW? So since this is an employment-based second preference, so an EB-2 petition, the beneficiary of an NIW must first qualify as either an advanced degree professional or an individual of exceptional ability. The proposed endeavor for the petition must have substantial merit and national importance. The applicant must be well positioned to execute their proposed endeavor. And finally, on balance, you must show that it would be in the national interest to waive the job offer and PERM labor certification requirements. What is an advanced degree professional? So the term advanced degree professional means that the beneficiary either has an advanced degree, so think a master's, a PhD, and it also includes individuals that have earned a bachelor's degree plus 5 years of progressively responsible experience in their field. What is an individual of exceptional ability? So the USCIS deems an individual has exceptional ability if they can at least prove 3 of the following. So they have an official academic record with proof of a degree, diploma, certificate, or similar award from an institution of higher education. They have letters documenting 10 or more years of full-time experience in their field. They have a license or certification to practice in the profession. There is documentation of salary or other remuneration for services which demonstrate exceptional ability. They hold membership in 1 or more professional associations which require achievement in order to become a member. They are recognized for any achievements or significant industry contributions by themselves, either from their peers, government entities, or professional or business organizations. And then finally, there is other comparable evidence of eligibility if there is no evidence from what I previously said that is available or applicable. Another frequently asked question is, to apply for the NIW, do I have to be both an advanced degree professional and an individual of exceptional ability? And the answer is no. So an applicant must only satisfy one of them, so either the advanced degree professional or the exceptional ability. Proof of both is unnecessary. So please note that qualifying as either one fulfills the minimum requirement for the EB-2 category, and that fulfilling either requirement or even both does not on its own automatically guarantee a successful NIW case, as there are 2 other prongs that must be reviewed, which include that the petitioner is well positioned to undertake their proposed endeavor and that it is in the national interest to waive the job offer and PERM labor certification requirement. Another question is, how do I prove that I am well positioned to execute the proposed endeavor? Now, this prong really dives into the actual endeavor and your background. So for the endeavor, you must show that it does in fact have substantial merit and national importance. So here it is good to look at how it affects communities, but more importantly, you want to look into how it affects the U.S. on a national level. Now, regarding your background, think about your relevant education, work experience, letters of recommendation, certifications, awards, memberships, publications, patents, and any other comparable evidence. So this evidence should be used to demonstrate that it has given you a strong foundation and has well positioned you to execute your proposed endeavor. Now, taking it, step back, kind of back into something we spoke about a little bit earlier, another question is, what is a letter of recommendation in a NIW petition? Now, this refers to a letter written by an expert in your field or an otherwise authoritative person in an allied or supported field. Now, the letter discusses the abilities and accomplishments of you seeking an NIW green card and the importance of your work as it relates to the national interest. Another question is, whom should I contact to obtain letters of recommendation? So letters of recommendation can be obtained from various sources. You should get recommendations from experts in your field, and in their letters, they should demonstrate how you have made a significant contribution to your field and have achieved a degree of recognition. Other possible recommenders include top-level management figures of prospective companies using your work or current or former employers. So we recommend that you include letters from individuals who have not worked with you personally but are still aware of your contributions and achievements, as well as letters written by those people who do know you well. Another question is, how many letters of recommendation would you say are needed for a successful NIW petition? So there is no minimum number of letters of recommendation required. Generally, we include within my firm, we include 3 to 4 letters of recommendation in our clients' NIW applications, but what's most important is to consider quality and not quantity. Another question is, what do you mean by a strong or compelling letter of recommendation? So for an NIW petition, a strong or compelling recommendation letter confirms the writer's background and explains the applicant's abilities, talents, and accomplishments. It also describes the benefits that will accrue to the U.S. national interest due to the applicant's work. Now, another question is, how do I prove that I should not be subject to the PERM labor certification? So in the last prong, you must show that on balance, it would be beneficial, it would be in the national interest to waive the job offer and PERM, which is the Program Electronic Review Management labor certification requirement. And this prong is very subjective criteria, but often the key to overcoming this can be demonstrated through letters of recommendations from peers in your field of expertise. Now, some of the strongest arguments are from entrepreneurs because of the uniqueness of their endeavors and how they intend to or are currently tackling their proposed endeavor as detailed in their immigration-specific business plan. Another question is, do I need to live in the U.S. to apply for the National Interest Waiver? The answer is no. An individual may reside either inside of the U.S. or abroad. Another question is, does the NIW require an employer sponsor? Again, no, it does not require it. An NIW does not need employer sponsorship, but it is an option. Another, comment and question may be, USCIS investigates whether the applicant has any published articles in your field, relevant awards, and whether you are a member of a professional organization within your field. And if I do not have all of these, can I still apply for the NIW? And the answer is yes. So not all prongs need to be met, but of course, the stronger the evidence that you can provide, the more likely that your case will be looked favorably upon and approved. Another question is, if I have a pending labor certification for another green card application pending, can I apply for the National Interest Waiver? Now the answer is yes. So the applications will be processed separately. However, it is important to note that if you obtain a green card through the traditional 3-stage process with a labor certification, you are required to work for the employer that petitioned you that sponsored you for that green card. Now, another question is, if I have been denied a labor certification, can I still apply for the NIW green card? And the answer is yes, assuming that you would qualify for an NIW. So the standards for an NIW and labor certifications are very different. A labor certification is based on a need for more available U.S. workers with minimum qualifications for a particular job, and in contrast, an NIW is based on the applicant proving that he or she will be more productive and better able to serve the national interests than U.S. workers with minimum qualifications. Another question is, do I have to stay in the same industry as my NIW case after it's approved? And the answer is yes. So you are required to work in the same field that benefits the country's national interest because, again, that's what you're actually putting in the petition. That's what you are telling immigration. I want a green card to live in the U.S. permanently because I want to work in a field that is benefiting the U.S. So yes, you would need to work in that field. Another question is, how long does USCIS take to process an NIW petition? And can I get it expedited? So processing times for the National Interest Waiver petition vary year by year, but generally it takes more than 7 months to process. And if the NIW petition is eligible for premium processing while your petition is pending, it is a great idea to upgrade it so that you can receive a decision within 15 days. Now, the last frequently asked question is, if my NIW is approved, what is the next step towards getting a green card? So the next step is to file for permanent residence based on the approved I-140 in the U.S. or at a U.S. consulate abroad. The permanent residence application may also be filed concurrently with the I-140 National Interest Waiver request, depending on the availability of immigrant visa numbers in the employment-based second preference category of the visa bulletin. So as promised, here's some bonus information that you may not know about. So how do you prove that you are in a position to advance your endeavor? So USCIS wants to know that you not only have an endeavor that will benefit the nation, but also that you have the strong potential to make it succeed. Now, it is important to note that you do not have to prove that your endeavor will succeed, only that it can succeed and that you will be taking steps to ensure to the best of your ability that it can succeed. So there is a variety of evidence that can be used to support your ability to advance the endeavor. You could demonstrate that you've acquired an appropriate specialized degree. You could also show that you have had success in the past in a similar endeavor, or that you have made substantial progress in your proposed endeavor. So personal statements, evidence, and letter of recommendations can help you highlight why you are perfectly positioned to push your endeavor forward. So I hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe if this content or information helps you in any way. Comment below if you want me to talk about something in specific, and share this resource widely because you never know who needs answers to these questions. Additionally, if you have any specific questions about this video as they pertain to your unique circumstances, please schedule a consultation with us at the link below, and I'll see you in the next video.